Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars action figure review. Today we're taking a look at another very cool figure from the Black Series 6-inch line. This is yet again a release that celebrates 40 years of The Empire Strikes Back, and it is of course Han Solo in his Bespin outfit. This is without a doubt my favourite iteration of Han Solo from across the Star Wars saga. I think it's the coolest looking costume that Han wears in the films, and this is definitely, in my opinion at least, the best Han Solo figure released in the Black Series so far. Everything about this figure perfectly captures the essence of the character. The sculpt, the articulation is just absolutely phenomenal, and obviously it's a release that utilises the photoreal face printing technology, which brings us, in my opinion, the best likeness to Harrison Ford that we've seen from Hasbro so far. A couple of things to point out about this figure before we jump into the review. It has been released 3 times in the Black Series 6-inch line. We of course have the 40th anniversary release on the vintage card, we have the standard Black Series release that came in the black and red box, and it was also released with some additional accessories as what I believe was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive box set, which was based on the Mynock hunt scene from The Empire Strikes Back, where Han features a breathing mask, interchangeable hands, a Mynock, and some other bits and pieces. Unfortunately, we don't get any of those additional accessories with this figure, but again, it's a figure that really does shine on its own merits. So we will touch base on everything that makes this one so cool in just a moment. But before we do, as always, if you want to add this guy to your own collection, be sure to hit the link in the video description. That will take you to staractionfigures.co.uk, and at the time of filming this review, this figure is still in stock and available to buy. So before we jump into the review of the figure, let's take a look at the packaging that he comes in. Once again, we do get this really nice vintage style card. You will notice that this version of Han is still packaged. He's still mint on his card. And I want to give a big shout out and a thank you, as always, to Hasbro for providing this as part of their promo box that was sent out on May the 4th. So really cool figure, looks great in the box. You've got the Kenner logo in the bottom corner of the card, really nice image of Han there on the card itself. At the top you've got the Empire Strikes Back logo, and in the corner the foil sticker for the 40th anniversary. On the back of the box you've got some other figures available in the line, and we'll be taking a look at Princess Leia in her Hoth outfit in my next review. That's a fantastic figure as well. So there we go, that is the packaging this figure comes in. Now let's take a look at what we get inside, and here he is. Once again, phenomenal release. This is without a doubt one of the best Han Solo figures that Hasbro have put out. Right off the bat, the likeness is really well done. As I said in my previous review, where I gave you a look at Luke Skywalker and Yoda, obviously the sculpt has to be in place for the photoreal face printing technology to work, and in this instance it ticks both boxes, because not only is the sculpt absolutely phenomenal, but that photoreal face printing tech really does lend a lot to this figure, and again it creates, in my opinion, the best Harrison Ford likeness probably in any scale that Hasbro have put out so far. It just captures the look of Harrison Ford and Han Solo so well, even down to the scar that Harrison Ford has on his chin. That's even been sculpted in place on this figure, which is just such a really cool little attention to detail. But yeah, the sculpt itself looks absolutely phenomenal. The expression just captures that scoundrel so well, and I'm really impressed with that. In terms of the rest of the figure, it's pretty basic, it's just a human man in a jacket and pants. Nothing much going on, but again, it's one of my favourite costumes Han wears in the films. I love the blue jacket, I think it looks fantastic. And in this instance, it's been really well sculpted. Got all the pockets, creases and folds. It just looks really cool, and the colour is nice and faithful to the movie as well. Obviously, we've seen a few Bespin Han Solo figures over the years where the jacket has either been black, slightly brown, a little bit blue, very blue, but this one captures it really well. Nice and accurate, which I love. Got some really nice detail in the belt, which is really nicely sculpted and painted. It's weathered, as you can see, and has this really nice fake leather look to it. My one issue with the holster on this figure is that once again it is glued to the side of the leg, and the strap that connects the holster to the leg is sculpted to the leg itself, which hinders some of the articulation. And I really wish that Hasbro would get out of this habit. I wish they'd go back to how they did the very first Han Solo figure in the Black Series and make the belt an entirely separate sculpted piece, so that not only could you remove it, but it doesn't hinder the articulation. We'll touch base on that later on. Got some nice detail down in the boots as well. Obviously you've got the yellow stripes down the side. Just great detail all round on this figure. Now in terms of articulation, this one is really nicely posable. You've got a ball joint at the head and at the base of the neck, so you've got a really nice fluid range of movement there. We have hinges at the shoulders and at the elbows, hinges at the wrists, a ball joint at the torso, which is unfortunately quite a tight joint, and that does tend to rub off, as you can see, some of the paint on the shirt, which is a little bit of a shame, so do be careful with that. We do have hinges at the hips, swivels at the upper thighs, although as I mentioned, the belt and the holster does restrict a little bit of that movement. You really can't get a decent swivel on that thigh without damaging the holster, so do be careful with that. There are double joints in the knees and hinges and a rocker, as always, at the ankle. So great articulation. It would just be nice if it was fully manoeuvrable, because again, that holster does get in the way somewhat. In terms of accessories, with this figure we just get Han's standard blaster pistol, which again is nicely sculpted, nicely painted. You've got some nice brown paint on the grip there, and some really nice sculpted detail on the rest of the weapon. And the blaster can be stored in the holster itself on the side of the belt, which is good. So all in all, a fantastic figure, really, really well done. Very impressed and happy to have this one in the collection. I think if you guys get your hands on it, you will be too. So I want to thank you for watching this review, guys. I will be back with some more very soon. I've got some more Black Series 6-inch figures to give you a look at, plus some other goodies from across the Star Wars saga. I'm hopefully going to have a review put out soon of the prototype Boba Fett helmet. Not sure how I'm going to film that, but I'm hoping to get to work on that soon. And then of course we'll be taking a look at some more 6-inch figures, 3 3/4 inch figures, and much more. So make sure you stay tuned for all of those. And until my next review, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.